This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore. Big news. The news we've been waiting for. The news many have said would never come. It's here. We are looking at an indictment of Donald Trump on felony charges this week in just a number of days. I was going to say I don't like to toot my own horn, but who doesn't like to toot their horn now and again? I used to be of the mind that this would never happen. And slowly over time, as certain tick marks were tallied up in the column of justice, I've slowly changed my mind. It used to be that no way, then it's very unlikely, then it's about 50-50, then more likely than not is where I landed. Get lots of voicemails telling me I'm an idiot, nothing's ever going to happen, and here we are. The other thing that I'll toot my own horn about is the fact that I've long said that if you're waiting for the Justice Department, for the Department of Justice of these United States, led by Merrick Garland, to get this done first, you're going to be waiting a while. Because it's going to be up to intrepid journalists. It's going to be up to people who had whatever modicum of duty to country to testify on the behalf of the country in the investigation of the January 6th insurrection before that House Select Committee. It's up to those types of people. And further, I said it was up to smaller prosecutors with a less of a jurisdiction like a federal prosecutor. Here we have Alvin Bragg, the Manhattan District Attorney, and we're also waiting on Fani Willis, the Fulton County District Attorney. Those will be the first forays into consequence and justice for Donald Trump. Manhattan is where we are right now, and I want to read some of these unhinged, all cap, if you want to be a meme, act like Donald Trump. But first, before I get to his statement, in fact, maybe I'll read it like a statement. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Before I do, though, let's read Donald Trump Jr.'s tweet from just a few minutes ago. I'm here on a Saturday because this is big enough news. Donald Trump Jr. going with the same old refrain of, if they can do this to him, they can do this to you. They're going to be coming for you next. He tweeted this with, of course, this image of Donald Trump. The image, in reality, they're not after me, they're after you. I'm just in the way. Donald Trump Jr. with this genius. Remember this? Well, now more than ever, it's being proven right. If they can take him out, they're one step closer to taking you and your freedoms out. And apparently, that's been the plan all along. Oh, he cracked the case, everybody. Listen, he's right. They are after you next, if indeed you did raw dog a porn star and then pay her to keep her mouth shut so you could be elected president of the United States, and then thereby violating campaign finance laws, which is indeed a felony. They're after you too if you did all that, because these are just crimes that are going through the routine process of investigation and indictment and trial and prosecution. No one's coming after anybody unless you've committed a crime. And it took long enough to get this done. Years it took. It's not like they're just swiftly rounding people up. Don Jr. So here we are, our illustrious 45th president of the United States on Truth Social. Let's do this the right way, like a statement. This coming from the desk of Donald Trump.
Statement. Donald Trump, 45th President of the United States of America.
Oh, I get so into it that I crease the paper. Here it is from the aforementioned 45th President of the United States. all caps, again, if you want to be a meme, just behave like this. Our nation is now third world and dying. The American dream is dead. The radical left anarchists have stolen. Again, it's a feature, not a bug. It is the way he thinks you spell stolen with 2 L's. Former president of the United States, ostensibly Ivy League educated gentleman. Anarchists have stolen our presidential election, and with it, the heart of our country. Our country. American patriots are being arrested and held in captivity like animals. You mean American criminals who tried to overthrow the United States government by way of insurrection through an attempt to overturn a free and fair election. Not just Americans. You got to give the full context there, Donnie boy. Held in captivity like animals, while criminals and leftist thugs are allowed to roam the streets. They're roaming the streets, everybody. Killing and burning with no retribution. Millions are flooding through our open borders, many from prisons and mental institutions. Crime and inflation are destroying our very way of life. Oh, it's as good as I hoped it would be. You can just feel his, he knows it's slipping away. Page 2, because of course, there's a page 2. Now illegal leaks from a corrupt and highly political Manhattan district attorney's office, which has allowed new records to be sent in violent crimes, and whose leader is funded by George Soros. Oh, George Soros. Indicate that, with no crime being able to be proven and based on an old and fully debunked by numerous other prosecutors fairy tale, the far and away leading Republican candidate and former president of the United States of America will be arrested on Tuesday of next week. Protest. Take our nation back. So that is, I believe, some half-assed method to whip his followers into a frenzy, to attempt to get them to commit violence, to commit another set of insurrection or that type of behavior. I don't know that they're going to show up here in Washington, D.C. and actually try to overturn the United States government or overthrow the United States government. Doubtful. But they will certainly show up in your local municipalities. They will protest. They may show up in New York. Who knows? Not many Republicans in the city of New York. But this is dangerous. And they act like it's unprecedented. They act like it's unconstitutional in some way. But oddly enough, now that I have a stack of pocket constitutions like a real true patriot, it doesn't say anything in here about the president of the United States, ex-president, being indicted for his crimes. They didn't indict him. They didn't prosecute him for the several instances of obstruction of justice that were outlined in the Mueller report because of the memo from the Office of Legal Counsel within the Department of Justice that says you cannot indict a sitting president. That's the only reason. Not because of actual stated law, not because of something in our founding documents, but they don't want you to know that. Tuesday, apparently, according to Donald Trump, is the day. It's unlikely they're going to make him do a perp walk, unlikely that they'll cuff him, but he is going to be fingerprinted. The Secret Service is already working out the details to get him there, to bring him, escort him into the court, and have him run through like any other criminal defendant, because that is what he is, just another criminal defendant. Innocent until proven guilty. What do you think? I would love to know. You can call, leave me a brief voicemail, 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me daily at dollemore.com. I'd love to hear from you. Follow me on social media. I am at Dollemore on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. You can tell me how wrong I am there. If you're a troll, I'd love to hear from you. Call the number if you're a troll. Let's mix it up there. If you want to support my work, click the join button below, become a channel member for as little as $1.99 a month, or you can go over to my Patreon page, patreon.com/I Doubt It podcast. Both those are great ways to support what I'm doing right here. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Happy Saturday, everybody. I'll see you next time. Be genuine. Take care of one another.